This is a work of fiction. Any resemblance to real persons, living or dead, is purely coincidental, while all reference to locations, historical events, and climatic conditions are real. Kill Me Now. Ep.3. As mentiras da verdade.
It all started with a bet. But now the game is starting to tire me. I'm sitting, secretly offended, for 40 minutes outside the Café delle Colonne. I roll the dice to figure out where she ended up. I reread the message. The appointment was at 5. I scroll through my phone without really looking at what's passing before my eyes. My name is Damiano. I'm 26 years old, and before this story, I cooked with anger and frustration for 12 hours a day in a cage full of psychopaths, without the slightest idea of what the future held for me. Now it's already 6:15. No one's in sight. Phone off. Last seen yesterday at 1:15. Last night we had an argument. A discussion that started jokingly and ended with grim faces. I call her as I watch two kids with huge down jackets arguing and pushing each other. I try to call her again, but nothing's working. I mess around a bit with the phone, look at the list of friends on Tina's profile, secretly intending to find Vanessa or someone from the collective. On the way, on my bike, I pass by her house, but I don't stop. I don't ring the bell. Yet, as the hours pass, the silence grows. The more I feel secretly offended. She's not the only one. The world doesn't only revolve around her. Only 2 months have passed since we started seeing each other, and I'm already feeling bad. I slow down. I write to a few people, casting lines to hook up in the coming days. I randomly search for appliances on Amazon. I listen to a podcast of a chef who gave up everything. Pathetic. I accomplish little or nothing good. I bet she ended up in some meeting or is preparing a new performance. At midnight, I receive a voice message from an unknown number. But I know exactly who it's from. I Google Asa Gaya. The first result that comes up is a neighborhood in Tokyo. I type Azagaya, Mozambique. Maybe you were looking for Azagaya. Okay, the correct name is Azagaya with a Z. He's a rapper. Then I remember, in the playlist she sent me that I haven't yet listened to, Azagaya's name was one of the first in the selection. Fist-raised military clothes. He's one of the most important rappers in his country. Edson Amandio Maria Lopez da Luz, better known by his stage name Azagaya, I'm reading from his Wikipedia, is a Mozambican rapper known for his songs about political issues and social justice in Mozambique. On YouTube, I immediately find a lot of stuff. I'm reading about it, I reply to her. They say he had been suffering from epilepsy for some time and had a seizure. What are they saying there? How is your friend? I never send voice messages. Not because I hate them, they're very convenient, but the things I say always sound much worse than when I write them. Okay, well. Meanwhile, Tina is in Maputo. That wasn't the first thing I would have expected. However, the news somewhat lifts my spirits. because I know her departure has nothing to do with me. I continue to search for information on Azagaya. The tracks aren't bad. He seems like some kind of African Tupac. Azagaya. The name comes from the spear used by Zulu warriors, the only weapon the local populations could rely on against the colonizers' rifles. There's a lot of stuff about him, and there are many comments talking about the news of his death. I end up in a whirlwind of Portuguese sentences, many linked to a particular track, As mentiras da verdade, the lies of the truth. The video of the song ends with Azagaya being taken to a field and shot with a pistol. Now that scene, which is from 2007, according to all the commentators, resembles a prophecy. I put some texts into Google Translate. Definitely strong stuff. And then the flow. There are a couple of tracks. Not bad at all. I check Mozambican news sites. The police are suppressing demonstrations spontaneously organized after Azagaya's death. There are clashes and injuries. I'm not worried about Tina. I know these situations she's familiar with and knows what she's doing. I even feel a hint of pride. Vanessa calls me. Tina hasn't been seen at home for 5 days. I update her on everything, trying to reassure her. I do it with a hint of satisfaction, because now I'm certain that I'm the only one Tina has contacted. Hi Fedri, how are you, my friend? I think of Fedri. We went to school together. Sometimes we still meet up for a beer and a game of pool. He's been working for international cooperation for years. I call him to catch up, and I meet him not far from his office. He's been to Mozambique several times and is much more concerned than me about everything happening around Azagaya's funeral. He tells me a few things about the country and the work he's been doing for several years in the small rural communities of the southern provinces. He tells me not to underestimate it. I go home more confused than before. While biking, I think about how many things I still don't know about her, trying to imagine Tina. I think of her from every angle, trying to mentally reconstruct her face, fearing I may have already lost and forgotten some details. I bet she would never do such a thing, thinking of me. I park my bike in the lobby of the building. All the noises seem amplified by my thoughts and loneliness. As I climb the stairs, I take up my phone from my jacket. There it is. There's a voicemail from Tina. Damn. I don't know what to think. I replay it dozens of times. I can hear she's scared, in danger. I call her all night, but the phone is always off. I forward it to my computer too, afraid of deleting it. I call her. I text her on both SIM cards, but nothing happens. It's been over 24 hours since Tina hasn't replied to the messages. I write to her again asking for a video call. I'm not calm, and I want her to be more careful than usual. I obsessively check my phone. I write again on both SIM cards. Last seen yesterday at 8:51 p.m. It's time for that voicemail. I play it again. I don't know if I'm overreacting, but I'm getting more and more worried, fearing something might have happened to her. I write to Vanessa, but then I lose patience and call her. She tells me the only news about Tina she got was from me. Now she's worried too. We're starting to worry a lot of people, but there's a huge problem. Gigantic. No one knows how to trace her. I reflect on it. We reflect on it together with Vanessa. I'm cut off. I don't have her family's contact details. I know her mother died in an accident 10 years ago, that her father Patricio is a powerful lawyer, and that her older sister Leila works in the office with him. Plus, I don't have the contact of anyone who is there with her in Maputo. I ask Vanessa for the numbers of the others in the collective. I start a chat with everyone asking for information about Tina. Only Simone heard from her a week ago. Then nothing. No one else has contacts, neither with her nor with friends or family in Mozambique. Damn it. I spend the whole day on the computer looking for any kind of information. There have been other demonstrations in Praça da Independencia. In the images, the army and the police suppress the march with violence. According to estimates, there are 19 injuries, many slightly intoxicated by tear gas. The videos of the repression of the riots do not recount a peaceful day. I subscribe to all the channels I find, hoping that in the meantime Tina will show up. I search for her face in the images of the clashes or in the footage in the corridors of the central hospital. What a fucked up situation. I call Fedri and update him, but this time he tells me not to worry. Most likely a cop broke her phone with a baton. A matter of a day at most and she'll be back in touch. He asked me if I checked my email. Tina doesn't show up even in the evening. I search for her in the videos of the demonstrations, on Mozambican activists' Facebook and Instagram pages, but find nothing. Nothing that reminds me of her face, her hair, or her clothes. I call the Italian embassy in Maputo, but I immediately realize I've hit a dead end. No one there could help me. Tina is a Mozambican citizen. Italy is just a dot on the map of her movements.
Amor, estou preocupada. Questo posto non mi piace.
There's background noise. I try to figure out where she might have been at the time of the voicemail. I spend the night scouring her Instagram profile and writing to all her contacts. Where is her family? Where are Patricio and Leila? They might have different names. It seems Tina doesn't follow any of her relatives. Now I'm worried. With every passing hour, every hesitation is diminished. I'll do whatever is needed, including entering her life or that of those dear to her. I'll do whatever it takes. But everything I do turns out to be simply useless. Tina's phones and all the traces she left stop at the 22nd of March. Then there's just a black hole no one can shed light on.
Credo mi hanno seguita. Mi sento che non è sicuro. Per favore, ti mando il numero di...
The situation doesn't change. More days go by, and they're all the same. Before falling asleep, I think of her face, her back, and then I wonder if it was just a dream. Whether the days spent with her were just a distorted fruit of my imagination. I wonder if I'm alone in this story. Maybe she just found a quick way to disappear and get rid of me. It's a difficult feeling to define. I bet she wanted to break it off and didn't feel like telling me. I'm no longer sure of what I know, of what I see, of the feelings I feel. Every time I make a move or make a decision, everything seems to collapse around me. March 31st. I wake up early, go for a run and take a shower. At 11 a.m. I have an appointment for an interview at Enea. They're selecting a cook for the international station in Antarctica, the Concordia. I submitted my resume a while ago in a moment of great confusion. I was looking for an excuse for a change of scenery and wanted to go to the other side of the world. Very low temperatures, very high pay, but also great responsibilities and very high pressure. I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing, but I can't wait to drop everything and leave. Being away can only be good for me. I'm about to leave when the doorbell rings. Courier. Of course, the package. I completely forgot about it. The vacuum cleaner. The parcel arrives in Tina Pereira's name, but I pick it up. I had completely forgotten about it. The Roomba vacuum cleaner she convinced me to buy with her. As I open the box and weigh up its contents, I have a revelation. She ordered that thing. Tina ordered it from here, from my computer. I remember her asking for the account. I remember her talking about changing the address, about shipments. I rushed to the computer, just as I suspected. The purchase page on the platform still has Tina's account and password saved. A few minutes later, I'm inside her email. I read everything, scouring through it all, non-stop, searching for information. Then I call and cancel the interview for Antarctica. Even to stay, odd to leave. Screw Antarctica, the dice are crystal clear. I open a tab and search for tickets to Maputo. I have to go there. Dig deep into this story. Find Tina again, find our life together, and recover it.
Kill Me Now is a podcast produced by O Suono Mio and funded by the European project Mudar. From an idea by Emanuele Lapiana and Gianluca Taraborelli. Narrated by Dylan Ayres. The voice of Tina is by Joana Ferreira Martins. Written by Gianluca Taraborelli. The soundscapes are by Emanuele and Tommaso Lapiana. Mixing and post-production are by Alessandro Beso. The illustration is by Federico Tramonte. Proofreading and coordination by Sandra Endrizzi, Paolo Ghisu, and Diletta Carloni. The original soundtrack and direction are by Emanuele Lapiana. Recorded by Joey Tassello at Air Studio. Special thanks go to all the staff of the CCI in Trento: Cristina Viola, Alcidio Matavel Pires, Vincente Cossa, Jenny Capuano, Nene Mulciande Jr., Amarildo Ajasse, Fernando Francisco Nyametukwa, and the CAM in Beira, who assisted us in the production in Mozambique and Italy. To learn more about the Mudar project, follow at Mudar Beira on Instagram and Facebook, or visit www.mudarbeira.org. Kill Me Now is available in Italian, Portuguese, and English. If you liked it, tell someone.